No, why? Pokemon! 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 Hello everyone, I'm Dustin Benzel, and welcome to another Pokemon XY anime discussion. Now, I want to apologize, I haven't uploaded a video in a week, and that's simply because I was not feeling good. I got sick when the episode came out, and also because of what you saw before the intro is why I wasn't really looking forward to this episode at all. So basically, I apologize. I've been sick lately. I'm not exactly perfect, but I feel ready enough to make videos and stuff and other stuff of that nature. So anyway, in this particular video, we're going to talk about a lot of Eevee stuff, and then the other episodes, and some interesting merchandise. And I think that's pretty much all we've got going on in terms of the episodes and anime discussion and stuff. So anyway, I have some notes here, and well, not really notes. This isn't really a mini review or a review in general. It's just my thoughts on the Eevee training episode, and this is what we have here. My first note here is it's not the worst episode ever. There are other episodes of XY and anime that I can definitely claim are worse than this episode. But the issue with the Eevee episode, the tag battle episode between Serena and Shauna versus Ash and Tierno, is that it was just too plain. It just wasn't anything interesting or noteworthy, really. I mean, we had Chespin trying its hardest to get Eevee to like it, and it kept running away, being all nervous and everything. So that leads up to one of the notes of this particular episode that was noteworthy was poor Chespin. No matter how much Chespin wanted Eevee to like it, Eevee kept turning down Chespin. Whether it's because Chespin was trying too hard or made noises when it shouldn't have been making noises. So yeah, it's unfortunate that Chespin and Eevee really haven't quite got along yet, but if I remember correctly, I think Chespin is going to be in the next episode, the Pokemon Showcase, but I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah, I guess if Chespin is there, maybe that's when Eevee will like it, of course. So, anyway, move on to the next note that I have here is, as you saw in my before the opening, you saw how upset that I was with that particular image of Ash and Pikachu, and Tierno and Blastoise, Shauna and her Ivysaur, Serena and Eevee, of course. Why Pikachu, and why the weird Frogadier appearance? This was the primary reason why I did not want to watch the episode, because I hate being wrong. I hate that, oh, Frogadier's going to appear. Of course it's going to battle against Serena and Shauna. No. Apparently all we got was Pikachu for whatever reason. I guess Pikachu hasn't been doing a lot, but okay. Uh, and the Frogadier only really appeared just to basically be there. Sounds like the writer or the animators wanted to be as lazy as possible, but whatever. I got over it. I watched the episode. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, technically. It still wasn't anything exciting, but it wasn't really awful and intolerable to watch. Still, weird choices that I'm probably never going to understand, so let's just move on. Anyway, there was one scene with, I think it was, they were talking about Serena's crush on Ash, and Serena has those white eyes of, oh no, why are you saying this? Ash is just over there. And then Ash says something, and then Serena's like, no, nothing's going on over here. At least I think so. I think that's what's being said because when I looked in the forums, that was something that was being said. So I just don't know if it's there or not or whatever. But anyway, but I think the best scene of the whole entire episode was the at the very end where was that of course everyone was like late and like the Pokemon Showcase was going to air in like a few minutes or whatever. Everyone was like rushed. Clement had a bedhead basically, and Ash barely had food in his mouth, and it's like they just woke up, and it was like because they were late for the Pokemon Showcases. So that'll be the next episode, of course, which of course I have some notes here for that as well. There is one image that I'll show you in regards to the Pokemon Showcase, along with other things that I have here. As you can see, Serena and Nini are indeed in the themed performance together. The quiz where they do quizzes like Sylveon, or what is Eevee's fairy type evolution, what does Bellsprout evolve into, or what its typing is, or whatever it was. I can't quite remember. But yes, it seems like they're going to the theme performance together, Nini and Serena. Since we know Serena is going to the free performance, it unfortunately means that Shauna or Nini is unfortunately not going to make it onto the next particular scene or whatever. So anyway, then of course we get a shot of, I don't know if this was the Sunday preview or the after episode preview, but there was one shot of Eevee in the stands and it gets overwhelmed or whatever, runs away. Serena calls out Eevee. I'll try to get those shots maybe or not, or I'll just have to focus on the TV Tokyo preview because that doesn't have watermarks. I don't know why people insist on putting watermarks on previews that don't actually belong to them. I've always found that annoying. Phil does it, and random people on YouTube put watermarks on their thing, and I definitely don't want to get an image of that has a watermark on it unless absolutely necessary. I'd prefer to use official sources that don't watermark basically their particular previews outside of the text that's already there. But anyway, basically Eevee runs away, overwhelmed, runs away, so they're trying to find Eevee. Serena's trying to get to her performance or whatever, and then we see an image of Eevee getting excited about Pokemon performances and stuff, and I think that's really what's going to turn it over to Eevee not being as timid or whatever and wanting to do these things, and potentially we'll see another thing. There's also one interesting thing, and I will touch upon it in just a moment, but I just want to give the thought right now, and then I will get to what I mean. But basically, is Serena going to lose the Pokemon Showcase? And the reason why I say that is because the summary of the next episode, the Sundial episode, says this. Summary. With Serena's Tri-Pokemon attempt over, the group heads for the Anastar Gym for Ash's gym match. Now, it's not conclusive that Serena is going to lose the Pokemon Showcase because, as one moderator or translator has pointed out, they could have just said that to be vague in an attempt to make it sound like it was neither a positive or negative experience. Granted, I did have a thought of why wouldn't they make it more vague, but then it is relating to Ash's gym match, so they wanted to say Serena's Pokemon Showcase. So I guess they wanted to put it like that. So, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But if we take it as it is, it seems like unless we're talking about a no-name, not important random character, it seems there are only going to be two people to potentially win the Pokemon Showcase if it's not Serena. And of course, that's Jessie and Shauna. So it's between them apparently right now who's going to win. Serena could still have a chance, but we'll just have to see. But anyway, that's for the Pokemon Showcase. So let's jump right into the Sundial episode. With Sabrina, with Sabrina's witch powers over with, Salem gets a new. No, just kidding. With Serena's Pokemon Showcase attempt over, the group heads for the Anastar Gym for Ash's gym match. But on their way, they spot Professor Sycamore and his assistants, which probably are the superheroes that you met in the XY. I think one was Cena, potentially, maybe. I don't really know. Well, see, the thing is, in the games, Professor Sycamore had specific assistants. He had one male and one female, and they would go around helping you wearing disguises and stuff or whatever. But in the anime, it seems like Sycamore has his anime only exclusive assistants, because I don't think any of them are relating to the characters in the X and Y games. But who knows? I guess we'll see. But anyway, his assistants get attacked by a mysterious woman by Anastar's symbol, the sundial. Ash and his friends challenge her to a battle to save them, but she claims this is all to save the Kalos region. So I guess we're off to see what this particularly means. I mean, I don't know how this is supposed to protect the Kalos region per se, because it seems kind of weird that they're attacking Sycamore and his assistants rather than, I don't know, asking to help her in some fashion or another. It's sort of like, one thing that I've always disagreed with is when you see the future and you're trying to prevent it. Like if you see a future of your friend killing you, for example, and you try to avoid that, but you do that by alienating your friend, but in that but in but that in turn is the reason why your friend killed you in that particular future, and it's self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's one of the things that a lot of people who see glimpses of the future don't even seem to take in account. And when they think something is going to happen, they don't think that by being afraid of it or trying to prevent it in a reserved way, it means they're going to avoid it, when in reality, they're actually the reason that it actually happens in the first place. That the self-fulfilling prophecy is that she thinks she sees what's going to happen, but by attacking Professor Sycamore or whatever, she might actually be causing it. You may have noticed a cut there. I cut some irrelevant stuff in there, but the point is, she may be actually causing what might happen in the future of the Kalos region. But this is assuming as she knows the future. If not, I have no idea. So anyway, that's pretty much that episode. I'm not really thinking Noibat's going to be used at all. I really don't think that's going to happen at all. I mean, I would like to think Noibat's going to be used, but based on what we have and what we know, it's probably not going to happen. But I'm not going to completely dismiss it. It just doesn't seem likely at all. So anyway, let's move on to the gym battle real quick. Nothing really new here. We all know all the information. We know about Meowstic's helping hand and future sight, Olympia's future sight abilities to see the future, I guess you could say. Woo! Sorry about that. Woo. We also know that Olympia is, or Ash is using Frogadier and Talonflame, but I don't know if I showed you this particular image, and I know it's not a very good quality image, but basically what it shows is Frogadier and Talonflame not doing so well. So I guess we'll have to see what that means when the gym battle happens. I'm actually surprised that we know very little about the gym battle outside of like maybe 5%, and that's regurgitating information that we can already pretty much guess. Olympia is a psychic gym leader. Of course, she might be able to see the future. Ash is using Frogadier and Talonflame. That's fine. Meowstic using Helping Hand and Future Sight. That's pretty much it. We don't know how the battle begins. We don't know if Ash goes in and is insulted by the gym leader. We can assume based on the preview, which I thought meant that Ash was sending Frogadier out of desperation. But it seems more likely that Ash is just aggravated by Olympia. We don't know if that's actually going to be the case. We don't know too much about it. It's just like, I know this is a type of episode where unless we get a preview, this is all we're going to get. But if Frogadier were to evolve into Greninja during the gym battle, I almost feel like Talonflame and Frogadier aren't doing so well, but something happens. You know, I would have felt that would have been in the summary, but we still don't have a proper summary yet outside of Ash challenges the Olympia gym leader to a double battle with Olympia, basically. Or whatever I'm trying to say there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the gym battle. And I think that's concluding the X and Y series for the most part. We have no new information as far as I'm aware of X, Y, and Z. We don't know what the second title is, at least as I'm recording this. Or at least when I had internet last to look at it, there was no new title. I'm not going to be surprised if I go back into the the episodes or the forums and find out that there's a new title revealed. Ash Greninja versus I don't know, but whatever. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about the X and Y series until we get previews for the Sundial episode. Maybe Noibat will be battling. Maybe we'll see some cool battling moves with Noibat. If not, maybe Hawlucha, since Hawlucha hasn't done anything in a while. But odds are it's probably going to be Pikachu. It's always going to be Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu. But whatever, right? Anyway, and as well as potential information on the gym battles. So that's pretty much it. We're like covering so close to whatever it is or whatever. So anyway, there's one last thing we need to discuss before I'll end this particular episode video. But anyway, let's move on to this. This is a question that I'm asking other people or whatever. Will Clement's Chespin evolve? To the short answer is I don't know. Could happen, just don't know. The long answer is it's a lot complicated and it could potentially happen, but we don't exactly have anything going on. Now, if you've seen me posting on Cerebi forums, or you're coming from Cerebi forums and you watch my channel potentially, you'll see that in the next Pokemon thread, I'm kind of vehemently in an intense neutral position on whether or not Clement's Chespin will evolve. My stance is the merchandise that we have currently doesn't imply Clement's Chespin is going to evolve. Instead, the merchandise is too inconsistent, and there's also the potential thing of Marin evolving her Chespin into Quilladin. I don't know if I put this in the last episode, but yes, there is a text that was included. I don't know if I'm going to get the scan, but there was a text that said something happens to Marin's Chespin or Chespy or Harrymon or whatever it is. Wait, what is Harry-san or whatever it is. I can't quite remember what Chespin's Japanese nickname is. So whatever something is happening to Marin's Chespy or Chespin, and so it's like it seems like it that Marin's Chespin is going to evolve in Mega Evolution Act 4, but again, we have no clear, concise information on this particular instance. But basically, the merchandise in the forums that have been everywhere rampant has been very inconsistent. We've had a poster of Noibat and the 3 fully evolved starters. We've had that was merchandise, and then we had the poster, the X, Y, and Z poster that had Ash Greninja, Braixen, and Chespin on it. But now there's a new merchandise, and here's a image of it over here, and you'll see that it has Quilladin, Frogadier, Serena's Braixen, Serena's Pancham, and of course what looks like to be Ash's Noibat. Now, someone actually translated all of these names or whatever, and the only 3 that basically stand out is Serena's Braixen, Serena's Pancham, and Puny-chan. of course, which is Zygarde's core's nickname given to by Bonnie or the group. Quilladin, however, there is just listed as Harrybog, the Japanese name for Quilladin, so we still have no idea what's going on. Now, I know I'm being a little passionate in the forums about whether or not this merchandise means anything, but just so you know, I'm not saying for a doubt that Clement's Chespin will evolve or not evolve. I just don't know. For me, from my perspective, there just isn't any conclusive, concrete proof that Clement's Chespin will evolve. We've just gotten too many inconsistent merchandise going on that it's hard to know what exactly is going to happen. We have had the poster with Chespin on it. We've had a poster of merchandise of Chestnut on it, along with the other starters, including Ash Greninja, which clearly is Ash's Greninja because it is Ash Greninja. There's like no ifs and or buts around that. And then, of course, that now we have merchandise with Froggy Deer on it, but also Quilladin on it. You know, it's very contradicting, conflicting information, and hopefully we will have better understanding when the opening comes out October 29th, when the XY series begins with, of course, the Mega Evolution Act 4 and the first episode of the X, Y, and Z series. So hopefully then we will actually know what's going to happen in regards to the opening. And spoiler, so basically my thought is this. If the opening shows us Quilladin along with Sylveon, Noivern, Ash Greninja, just like we kind of expect, then we can all hold hands and rejoice and say our prayers to our new Quilladin overlord or whatever anyone wants to do. But if it is just Chespin, we have to think that all this Quilladin merchandise meant either nothing or it was linked to Marin's Chespin evolving into Quilladin if it actually evolves in the Mega Evolution Act 4. We will just have to see what's going to happen, won't we? But if it is a Chespin, that does not necessarily mean that Chespin will never evolve. I mean, you could argue that it's the grass type Oshawott and won't evolve because of that, but we still don't know conclusively whether or not Chespin will evolve or not, because Chespin, personally, or at least Clement's Chespin, has not ever interacted with Quilladin or a Chestnut, so we just don't know. I don't know if Clement had, well, I'm pretty sure Clement had Chespin because Ash had Halucha by then. Clement definitely had Chespin. I don't know if Clement's Chespin ever interacted with the Argus's, or is it Argus? There was a Chestnut. I don't know if it was owned by the father or the daughter of the Diancie movie. I don't know if Chespin ever interacted with that particular Chestnut. But of course, that really doesn't matter because, of course, there was Riot's Greninja, I believe, and the Fire Girl's Delphox, and of course, that doesn't prevent Ashes from having a Greninja. So we just don't know what the interaction between Chespin and Quilladin and Chestnut is. So we can't exactly say that Chespin is against evolution. But my point is, if Chespin is in the opening, all it proves is that Chespin is not going to evolve anytime soon. We are probably looking at around 6 to 10 months away before we see any sort of evidence of Clement's Chespin evolving. If we see Quilladin in the opening, however, great. Clement's Chespin will indeed evolve. Unless, of course, we get the weird opening that has both Quilladin and Chespin on it. And and we saw in the X, Y, and Z Mega Evolution Act 4, or the Mega Evolution Act 4 before the X, Y, and Z, we saw Marin's Chespin evolving. Then things are going to get confusing. But if Quilladin is next to Clement in the opening, or it's definitely Clement's Quilladin in the opening, and we will know because Chespin won't be there, or it'll be around Luxray and Bunnelby. But if Quilladin is in the opening, then we can say for certain that Clamont's Chespin is evolving. But the merchandise that I showed you with Frogadier, Quilladin, and Braixen has a lot of people thinking that it means that Chespin is going to evolve relatively soon. And that's probably why I'm getting a little passionate, because quite frankly, there's no way Clamont's Chespin would ever evolve before Ash's Frogadier evolves. Basically because of the X, Y, and Z poster. So anyway, I think that covers this particular video. So anyway, I'm probably going to do a mini review of the Pokemon Showcase, just giving my thoughts about it. Of course, Pokemon mini review could be a review like my Eevee capture turned out to be. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Dustin Benzel, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye. Oh.